And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe we are live. Welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. Well, I should probably turn the music up. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, you might want to listen to me. I don't know. Maybe you want to hear me. It's probably best, you know. How's it going, everyone? Are you having an amazing weekend? I've had an incredible weekend. So much to share with you. You might have recognised actually that I've put the. Let me just turn my mic up. Just give me 1 second. Yo. I've put the camera in a different position because I'm doing so much editing on the movie, which you can find out all about here if you're not familiar with it. The movie that many of you made possible through the incredible Kickstarter campaign. Editing it every day. And so I've reorganised my setup because it was a bit of a gamer streamer setup and I've maximised it in order to edit. So welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. So much cool stuff coming your way on this evening's show. We're going to be looking at some preview images and a little bit of chat about Alien Earth, which I'm so excited about. We'll also be playing more tracks like this. From this here show's relatively new UK Garage playlist. That's going to be the background music of choice. Oh yeah, my artwork, look. My artwork. Do you remember last week? Last week, that was an outline. And look, I've virtually finished it. So I'll show you how that's going. I've got some new t-shirt designs, which I might be able to bring up and show you. But I've definitely got some images from the movie. And of course, we'll be finishing off from 9:30 till 10 with the quiz, ladies and gentlemen. So loads more to come after this little intro section. Great to see so many familiar faces in chat. Middle-aged Gamer Guy UK. Good to see you, sir. Scroll down. Hi, Ken, for Tiny Devil Games. Lovely to have you with me. I actually need to get used to this new setup. Because previously my monitor was here. And now it's right in front of me because I was getting like RSI editing. Hi Duncan, great to see you. Big shout out to my Instagram peeps as well. I've been chatting to Jeffrey, which is amazing. Jeffrey, who is a headmaster of an amazing school. That I think it's fair to say, Jeffrey, I was mildly involved with setting up. I mean, I was there at the beginning. I was on the board of directors. And I felt very involved in it. It was incredible. And the school is now 10 years old. It's called LDEUTC. It's on the Thames in East London, and it's an incredible place. Those of you that are geeks would really love it because it's high tech. It's all about engineering and computers and sciencey stuff. So cool. Anyway, Jeffrey, if you're still in chat, lovely to see you. Bobble Met has just joined us. Wood, paper, scissors. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. You're an absolute scholar. And if you'd like, if it becomes timely to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the school, I'd love to pay you a visit. It'd be great. Okay. Thank you, Jeffrey. You definitely could have done it without me. There's no question about that. Anyway, brilliant. And a big shout out to James, who, of course, was one of my friends who ended up working for you and actually has been doing loads of the props on the movie. So that's a connection to Jeffrey and the LDE UTC school over there in East London. That's cool, isn't it? Okay, so welcome to the show. We are Way of the Exploding Show. I feel like I'm sort of crouching down because my camera's a bit, it's a bit low, isn't it? Oh, I can't be bothered. I'll just crouch down. Yeah, so much going on. Who else is in chat? Let's have a look. Bruce93, good to see you. I've now realised the kind of downside of this new setup. I can't really see chat. There must be a way of moving chat, actually. I don't know if I can move it to the left. If I can move it to the left, it'd be great. Luke, how you doing? Great to see you, sir. Ponder PRG. Puddycat, how you doing? And Anthony there. Anthony from YouTube. Luke from YouTube. Oh wow, Luke has been boxing up a ton of retro gear and keyboards. I know how that feels, mate. I'm sporting a new keyboard actually. It's kind of because I needed a larger keyboard than my Ducky. My my Ducky, which is I've been using, for the last year and a half, which is a lovely mechanical keyboard. Very small, 60%. But it's no good for editing because I have to kind of like press function keys and stuff. So I've got this much fuller keyboard in the style of, well, you know, our favourite console, the Nintendo Entertainment System. There's a mouse that goes with it. Anyway, I do digress. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I've got my little posh auto cue set up here. Hi, Ponder, giving us a wave. Lovely stuff. Okay, so, yeah. Let's get into it, folks. First of all, let's talk about the brand new series which is hitting our screens. Is it Tuesday? Let me know. Have a look. Alien Earth, which is incredible. I honestly, I haven't done my research. I mean, I'm expecting it's only available in the UK on the Disney Plus platform. And honestly, I've got it from some very, very good sources that it's absolutely amazing. And just hopefully you've had your tea because that'll put you off. It's going to be incredible. They're saying that it's the closest since the first and second Alien movies to those two seminal movies in a franchise. Let's be honest, has kind of been done to death. It goes back to the old school style. I think it's got the old computers in it. I did a little bit of a deep dive actually. I'll try and bring it up as to where it's set. So let me just try and see if I can find. Where did I put this? Oh man, just bear with me. Right, yeah, I've got some key points here, some key talking points. Okay, let's have a look. Right, so it's set, I think it's pretty much set pre the 1979 film Alien, set on Earth in the year 2120, so 2 years before the iconic first movie with Sigourney Weaver. The world is ruled not by governments but by powerful mega corporations like Prodigy, which I've heard mentioned many times, and obviously I instantly attend to because I love the group, who weirdly enough my wife is watching right now at the Boardmasters Festival here in Newquay. It's been incredible. I actually went to the festival today. I've got quite a funny video that I was going to put on Instagram. I should put that up after the show. Yeah, I won't tell you about the video. Look at my Instagram tonight at about 10:15. Anyway, yeah, so there's no government, there's just corporations. Weyland-Yutani, of course, and this new one called Prodigy, but I'm saying new, and they're probably not new. I'm not that up on alien world lore. All vying for control over human immortality. Prodigy, led by the visionary Boy Cavalier, that's a name, Boy Cavalier, has developed a groundbreaking technology, hybrids, where the consciousness of terminally ill children is uploaded into synthetic adult bodies. The first and most central of these is Wendy, played by Sydney Chandler. Well, I don't know who Sydney Chandler is. I guess she may even be on your screens. That's here on the bottom left, isn't it? And that's probably the terminally ill child who's transferring her consciousness, I would imagine. All of this is interesting. When the spaceship... okay, it's quite funny. Watching some... YouTubers, some US YouTubers call the ship that crashes on Earth the Maginot, right? It's of course the Maginot, isn't it? And if you know anything about your World War II history, which I'm guessing most of you do, the concept of Maginot was the Maginot Line, wasn't it? Surely. And it wasn't a general, a French general. And the Maginot Line was meant to repel Germany should it invade. And of course, it was a huge battery of massive guns, but they were immovable. They couldn't present a proper arc of fire. And actually, the Nazis, with their blitzkrieg, just went round the Maginot Line. So I think it's a little play on that, I'm guessing. Anyway, these hybrid beings called the Lost Boys are thrust into confronting alien threats that come as a result of this Maginot ship crash landing on Earth. The ship includes xenomorphs and other terrifying new creatures. And I saw an interview with the director, or sort of interview with someone who talked to the director. And the director apparently said that what they wanted to do was to present some new creatures so that we as viewers would experience their newness with equal horror to the characters who confront them for the first time. So that's quite an interesting concept, isn't it? Let's get some more music going. The show blends sci-fi horror with existential and philosophical themes, identity, transhumanism, such a big theme from the Alien universe. Corporate ambition, hello, Wayland Yutani. Any of you got a t-shirt? I'm sure you have. And what it means to be human or post-human. Very kind of Blade Runner, very cyberpunk concept. Here we go. Many reviewers liken the tone to a mashup, listen to this, of Alien, Aliens and Peter Pan. Isn't that an interesting idea? That forever young boy delivering both horror, tension and mischievous sense of wonder. Yeah, the sense that I've got from the clips and the reviews and the no spoiler reviews, because that's all I will watch, from people that have been to press screenings, which sadly I wasn't invited to, is that it's heavy on the horror, you know, and the sort of transhuman horror, which I quite like. Haunting creature design, moody lighting and atmospheric photography. It sounds absolutely bloody brilliant. What do you think? Let me look in chat. You've probably been chatting away. It's going to be difficult. I might have to move this. I can't see your chat. There we go. It's better. Luke Davis saying that their brother is into World War II. Janet's just joined us. How you doing, Janet? And Ren Mandagorn is also with us. Great to see so many familiar faces, because I have missed a few shows, haven't I? Yeah, well, it looks like many of you are looking forward to the show. I am absolutely psyched about it. I'll just make sure that my Instagram crowd are not being ignored. Hello, Moosey Lucy, Johnny Coops, Adam Smith. Hey, how you doing? Back at you. Mustafa Sharifi, and I've probably massacred your name, and I do apologise, but you are very, very welcome. Christian, hello. Good to see you too. Great stuff. So yeah, Alien Earth, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely awesome. Super, super psyched about that show. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. iQuail says that they are a few movies behind with Alien, but this one sounds interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing, although I would say that Alien Romulus, I think is very good and was a bit of a return to form. Although it got a bit overcomplicated, but the idea of kind of teenagers in space, that's what Romulus was. I actually really enjoyed it. It lost something towards the end. I'm sure that many of you might agree with that, but I don't mind, because it was so much more like the original 2 movies than what has been produced since that I forgave it. York's TerraVision, how great to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. Looks great, they say. While on it, I loved the Aliens arcade game too. Me too, massively. I've loved so many of the arcade games and ordinary games, you know, for console and PC and so on. In fact, one of my absolute favourites is Alien Isolation. I think it's incredible. Is Adrian, the Sigourney Weaver character, Ripley's daughter. She's out there looking for Ripley, and you're trapped in this terrifying VR world. Yeah, Puttycat also loved Romulus, but I also liked the prequels, especially when binging the whole box set with my kiddo. Yeah, I'd like to binge away. James Cooper, great to see you, buddy. How lovely to see you. JM Blends in the house. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So good to see you. Whenever I see your name, I think of things that I want to talk to you about with a movie. But you should just be allowed to come into the show and enjoy it. Talking of the movie, so there you go, Alien Earth, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it starts, there's to look, some of the novel creatures there, look, terrifying. I think it starts next Tuesday. There we go, so there you go, marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Yeah, wanted to show you the artwork that I was working on. So do you remember last week I told you, so, you know, I'm a bit of a have-a-go artist, always have been. I actually studied art college as part of my A-levels, because they didn't do it in the technical college where I did my other A-levels, and I got to go to the art college, which was pretty cool, and mixed with the really talented artists there. And I've always been into the kind of subway art. I'm into sort of Basquiat and anything a little bit street and a bit abstract. Anyway, this was a drawing that I did, and if you remember last week, I showed you a canvas that I was working on the week before, which is this one. But actually, if I'm honest, it didn't work. It didn't work because the texture of the canvas sucked in. Well, I was actually using oil pastels, and it just didn't work. And Poscas, it sucked it in. So instead, I went for some really high quality 90-gram paper, and the result, I am so happy with the result. I haven't finished it yet. I've got to do the wheels. But effectively, I've finished it. It's a little character that I've created called the Juggler. And yeah, it's kind of channeling. It's kind of channeling a lot of the artists that I like. And this is acrylic, so it's quite thick. It's got quite a lot of texture. You probably can't see if I move it in the light, you might see some of the brush strokes, which is quite sexy, isn't it? I was going to do his socks, but I've decided not to do that. And I'm going to do the wheels sort of really naively, and then it'll be done. And I'm really, really happy with it. And I might even print it as a T-shirt. So that's quite cool, isn't it? Do you like it? Do you like the bones? Yeah. It's meant to be a kind of very simple way of doing handheld, quick way of doing that kind of TikTok logo concept. Of almost like a kind of 3D glasses kind of thing, you know. But yeah, it's an X-ray, you know. I love it. Yeah, I'm really happy with him. With his goop. I love the eyes as well. I think it's a really iconic sort of setup. Right, there we go. Let's whack that down there. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. There we go. Good. So much going on. Thanks, Ken. Love you, man. Talking to Ken, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's... hey, my favourite artist. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Tall man with glasses. Well, that is a compliment. For one of the best, most creative, artistic people I know, who does fantastic art. And he does everything, anything artistic, but great art. Yeah. Really cool. Hopefully he's going to do us a poster if I can just get around to send you the blooming assets, which I'm supposed to have done for the movie, which, by the way, if you just joined us, you can find out all about on controlaidelete.net, which is great stuff. There we go. Hello, I just saw a name. Rob H. How you doing? Yay. Great to see you. So I will send you that stuff, okay, the assets for the poster. Force Ghost. I was listening to your track that you did earlier on in our Discord. In fact, if anyone would like to share the Discord, that would be great, because we're a lovely little community now, and we come up with some really, really cool stuff. I can see that the rearrangement of the studio, which was done in haste, means that my microphone's sort of in my face. I do apologise. Okay, what was I going to show you? Oh, yeah, we mentioned Ken earlier of Tiny Devil Games. Well, Ken is my kind of edit buddy. Sits there in the edit with me, and we push around ideas, don't we, Ken, while I'm editing. We've done loads of cool stuff from the movie. Actually, that reminds me, it'll probably come in massive, because I can't really show you stuff without it going full screen, so forgive me. No, just bear with me. I'm going to bring in an image from the edit just to show you where we've been going with stuff. Okay. So we'll go boom. Right, we'll go for the source. I'll just find it. Just bear with me. Yeah, so Ken has been there for the edit all week. We've been making all kinds of progress. The movie now, I'd say, is about, would you say 33% edited, Ken? Maybe. But although we have got lots of stuff with the screens to do, which is going to be interesting. There we go. This is just an image I wanted to show you. There we go. Lovely image. We thought this was really, really good. I actually sent this to Tall Man with Glasses because I felt there was a potential here. I don't know if there's a potential, not a poster in its entirety, but you know how sometimes you can do kind of like almost painterly versions of characters in a poster, and I just thought this really summed up the mood of one of the sequences that we're working on this week, which is rather, rather lovely. This is one of the hacking sequences. And when you consider this isn't staged, you know, I'll make it nice and big so you can see it actually. This isn't staged. I mean, this is just, literally, I'm just pressing pause in the edit. And they're so good, aren't they? They're so good. That's Otis, you'll know from the Gadget Show, playing Dean. And just below him, Rosanna, who plays Marsha, who's a hacker. Cy, the main hacker, in the middle. In reality, they're just IT consultants from Lincoln. And then we've got Mark Felgate, my co-writer, who wrote the movie with me, stand-up comedian, playing Ginger Morecambe at the back in a hazard warning vest. And our main character, the incredible Josh Haddock, who plays Smith, our lead. And yeah, I just thought I'd share that one with you. This is quite nice, isn't it? And here's some interesting imagery. So as Smith walks around the world, the fictional world of the movie, he's often on his Game Boy. And we realised that actually I hadn't thought we'd need to see the contents of the Game Boy, but it turns out it's nice. Thank you, middle-aged gamer guy. It's nice as a transition. You know, I'm sort of not struggling, but I struggle sometimes to find transitional shots. So, you know, to make sure that the timing between one scene and the movement to the next isn't too staccato, so that I might cut to a park bench and a pigeon eating out of a bin or something or whatever. These shots I haven't done yet, so I just put in holding shots or library footage at the moment in the edit. We've got about 3% of the movie left to shoot. These are just the transitional shots. But there's no point in me going up to Skegness and shooting in a park or, putting the drone up and doing a drone shot of Skeggy until I've tried it in the edit to see how long that shot needs to be, what section of town I might want to use, that sort of thing. And so what's great is I can use library, and I also can use Veo 3 on the Gemini platform and summon up some AI holder images, video actually, which is extraordinary, isn't it, Ken? The stuff is absolutely amazing. So we've got a bit of that in the edit as well, which you'll actually see, Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, when we do our screening this week on Tuesday. So in case some of you don't know, we're doing a screening for the movie. It's a closed screening. No mobile phones, no recording. It's a special sort of preview of about 10 or 12 minutes of the movie for an audience, so we can get an audience reaction. It's just a thing that they do in Hollywood. I've actually been to a screening of a movie when I used to live, when Twickenham Film Studios was out the back of my house, and I got invited. And it's very interesting. I'm going to get people to answer questions and things like that. So that's going to be quite interesting. And you'll see a sequence, actually, Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, your audience will. I'm glad you're excited. Put the URL in the chat so that anyone that wants to come on, doesn't know about it, on Wednesday to Liverpool can go and get a last-minute ticket. Because I know that the tickets are almost sold out, but there's still a few left, I'm hoping. Yeah, not Veo 3 spelled like that, Luke. That's the brilliant Sony Veo. I used to love that line of laptops. No, it's spelled VEO 3, and it's a text-to-video creation AI. The tickets for the Tuesday night have sold out. Well, when you get me to an event, what do you expect? That's great. I'm so pleased for you. That's wonderful. But the Wednesday, which is the actual arcade event, which is a little bit like a kind of, I'd say it's like an intimate version of Play Expo, isn't it? It's a really great little show. And I know that you're all mad about retro gaming. So go along to, let me just get my cursor over there, www.timelessgaming.co.uk this Wednesday. There's still some tickets there for the Wednesday, but unfortunately the VIP meet and greet and the movie review, which I'm so looking forward to on Tuesday night, is sold out. I'm really pleased. That's great. It's really good. But look, you're looking at some great images of a Game Boy game which is being written and it'll work on the Game Boy. What? It's only a couple of short stages, but Ken from China Devil Games, who's in chat, big him up for this, is beavering away, making yet another game. He's made about 5. Tell me if he's made more than that for the movie, because obviously we can't use games because you can't afford the licensing. So Ken, God bless him, has to make them. And I just came up with this idea. I said, you know what would work, mate? If we just see, close up, 2 hands. Game Boy, because we see him playing the Game Boy. It'd be great if we could see the screen. And Ken said, all right, leave it to me. Brilliant. Oh, that's great. iQuail said, I like Play Expo. Yeah, we do love Play Expo. Big shout out to Andy and the team. But, this is Quail, Timeless blows it out of the water. That's great. Yes, Tiny Devil Games, Ken says, Game Boy dev, as in developing, is proving fun. And I think he's being sarcastic. Maybe not. Maybe you're enjoying it, but it's definitely not easy, is it? Yeah, great. Yeah, amazing work. Yeah, isn't it, Graham? Jam Blends, really, really good work. I need to talk to you actually, Jam, about the. I want to get the highest res possible shots of the drone and the bus, if I can, because I'm getting to those sequences. And if you need me to provide something, then let me know. And will it work on the new Lego version of the Game Boy, says Tall Man with Glasses. Why am I not surprised that you've got your eye on one of those? Speaking of Game Boy games, says Numpty McNumptyface, Diffused, what would you call that kind of character, and FUZED, is dropping earlier this week, and it is bloody brilliant. It's such a good game for the Game Boy. I played it at a gaming event about 2 years ago with Trista Bytes, and I've absolutely loved it. The brilliant Quang is behind it, and yeah, that's the one who's working on iQuail. So yeah, you're on the ball, you lot. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, well done, Ken. We'll let you know when we've got something to show you from the Game Boy, which is marvelous. More stuff like this coming your way very soon, straight from the edit. You'll recognise this from a couple of weeks ago. This is when we were emulating screen overlays and stuff like that. Absolutely superb. And more excellent comic sequences like this one, which you will see on Tuesday if you are lucky enough to be one of the VIPs. This is a little sort of animated GIF of the Bruce Lee nunchuck sequence from the movie that everyone's going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Control AI Delete. Available on all good DVDs. Should you be, or for streaming, should you be generous enough to go along to controlaidelete.net and pledge your support, you can still do it. Okay, marvellous. Right, where are we? Oh, yeah. Now, I know I showed you this. I showed you this already. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. That link's broken. I finished Predator Killer of Killers this week, which is weird because it's only about an hour and a half long, but I hadn't watched it all when I brought you news of the amazing Predator Killer of Killers, which is so cool, and also on the Disney Plus platform. It's so good. It's an animation in a kind of Japanese animated style, and it sees the Predator in 3 separate stories where the Predator moves through time and goes to fight some samurais, because obviously the Predator's always looking for challenges, aren't they? Goes to, I think it's some sort of like Nordic, where there would be Vikings, I think, and also a World War II fighter pilot as well. That's really cool, man. Wicked. I really wish they do a Predator movie set in World War II. That's what it made me think. But anyway, all of that stuff. So loads of great stuff. Oh, I also want to make sure that you are not missing the fact that the astonishing Spectrum Next issue 3 is still going absolute bonkers on Kickstarter. Let's just have a quick look. Maybe someone would be kind enough to put the link into chat, because it's so good. Let's have a look if I can find it. I'm just going to write Spectrum Next. There we go. So this is the third version of the incredible, or third issue they call it, the absolutely incredible success story on Kickstarter, which was funded within 26 hours, reached 1 million in a similar time, and is now, are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen, the standing figure on this Kickstarter campaign for one of the loveliest people I've ever worked with, Enrique, is currently standing at £1,950,000. He's almost been pledged 2 million quid. If ever you want to show people how serious our love of retro gaming and consoles is, you need to show them nothing else but this. That seriously, with just 3 weeks gone, 7 days to go, the amazing Enrique and his great team have got this incredible third issue of the Spectrum Next, which is a beautiful bit of kit. This is my original Spectrum Next from the first Kickstarter, right? Mine won't play Commodore 64 games, but that one will, right? As well as lots of other stuff, because it's much more powerful than new issue 3. They've got it to almost 2 million quid. I think that is absolutely astounding. And if you haven't got yours, get there now. Get along there now. Look out for my social, because I've got to give them another plug. Because I want to. Because actually, Enrique, who doesn't really know me very well, liked what we were doing with our movie, and sent out a message to all of his considerable newsletter backers from his previous projects, and said there's a really great Kickstarter that I'd like you to know about. It's called Control AI Delete. So there you go. That's why I'm so enthusiastic about it. Anyway, marvelous. Let's look at your chat, because I haven't been reading it. Yeah, you might find the C64 core works with all versions. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Slopes did a video. Well, that's brilliant. I'm so pleased that Slopes... We did a big shout-out to Slopes, didn't we, on this channel, when Slopes got treated abominably by YouTube, and also almost had His whole channel with all his lovely documentaries taken down. So good that didn't go badly. Oh yeah. Force Ghost just said another cool thing. Yeah, and there is of course we've covered it on this show, Force Ghost, previously. Yeah, there is a Commodore, a new Commodore. Someone find it for me in chat. Tell me what it's called so I get the name right. It's very, very exciting. It looks absolutely beautiful, actually. So yeah, it's a great time. It's a great time to be into retro. It's brilliant. Right, which brings me very neatly to 9:30, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for our quiz. Drinking from this mug this is one of the original mugs, and this is part of the merch that you can buy for the movie, as you know. Reminds me that I had a great chat this weekend with the guy who did all this stuff for me. And what he's doing for me now, actually, interestingly, is a new range of T-shirts that I've designed with my son. So nothing to do with the movie. I've designed a range of T-shirts with Res Hex, ladies and gentlemen. And it's really, really exciting. It's a range of designs under the banner Endgame Energy. So it's meant to encompass the ethos of gaming, but be more general. So if someone's not a gamer, they still like the T-shirt in its own right. And the first test prints have come off the presses on Friday. And the amazing company, Social Merch, or Wear It, if you'd like to look them up, because they're great if you want T-shirts and merch made. They've packaged them up, and they should be arriving tomorrow. So they'll definitely be on the show next Sunday, which will be really, really cool. Okay, cool stuff. Right, so here we go with the questions in this evening's quiz. Well done for getting this far. If you're new, the questions are quite simple. They're all retro 80s and 90s related. I'll give you 4 possible answers. Only one of them is correct. You put the correct answer in as full as you can into chat. And don't get too excited if you're 100% sure about the answer, because you might tip off other people who want to take part in the quiz. Okay, the first is quite hard this week. I'm going to say first question's easy. The rest of them are devilishly difficult. Here we go. In Back to the Future Part 2, ladies and gentlemen, what brand of hoverboard does Marty steal from a girl? I believe it's actually a scooter, isn't it? He breaks the handle off it. Is it called the Sky Skate? Is it the Air Deck? Is it by Mattel, or is it by Hasbro? Which one of those 4 do you think is the brand of the hoverboard that Marty steals? And the hoverboard that's become so iconic. So, with the artwork, I don't know if Toolman is still in chat. I'm actually going to do some prints of it, some really nice high quality prints. I'm going to get a stamp, and I'm gonna see if anyone wants one. To be honest with you, because I've always wanted to do art, and several people have told me that they reckon it might be something that I could potentially sell. So I'm going to pursue that. It should be quite interesting, wouldn't it? So if you're interested, let me know, guys. It won't be very expensive. High quality print, exactly the same size, and a limited run. You know, I reckon it could work. I really think it could work. Okay, so Luke, Janet, Skewy, Rock and Roller RC, Tiny Devil Games, Duncan, Ponder, everyone has committed. If you're on Instagram, by the way, I should show you some love. Good to see y'all. Hello, Mythburger, Jack Hinkson, Ian Hills, Old Faithful, Mythburger, I've said that. Jeffrey, hey, how you doing? You're still with us, Jeffrey. Good man. Remember to put your answers into chat, Instagram. Insta, for some reason, it's not as easy in the chat part of the experience. I also stream concurrently. Right now, I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and X. So any of those platforms will take an answer. So Tom Lee, Ian, Laura, who's just joined, Myth, I've mentioned you before, Jeffrey, you can put your answers to that first question into chat. There you go, Tom Lee, well done. Epic stuff. Okay, right, moving on to question number 2, folks. Question number 2 in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz. I told you it was going to be hard. Which 1980s synthesizer was nicknamed the soundtrack machine for its use in loads of movies, including Blade Runner. Does that sound like the Juno 106 by Roland, or the Yamaha CS80, possibly the Korg M1, or the Oberheim OBXA? Oh, hey, talking of which, we're going to do that thing that I often do during the quiz, and I hope it doesn't annoy you, where I pause and I go slightly off tangent, and I'm going to play you something really interesting, which is some of the sound design, okay? Some of the sound design for ControlAIDelete.net, okay? So the movie that, I guess, sponsors this show. Here we go. You hear that? So I think that's a mistake. That is a mistake. There we go. Yeah, that was a glitch in the Matrix. So what I've used is an Oberheim. I've actually used an Oberheim, albeit an emulator, and I wanted a kind of audible motif for when shit don't work in the movie, right? So when a piece of digital equipment doesn't work and is connected to the AI, and that's why it's not working, I wanted to signal that disconnect with an audible motif. Does that make sense? Because if a car park barrier is bashing a car, it might be that the guy hasn't bought a ticket. Or if a cash point gives out money, it might be that the guy's, withdrawing a lot of money. Now, the reason it's doing those things is because it's connected, and everything connected in the fictional world of the movie is subject to chaos. So I wanted to signal that with, I'm playing it live there, with, and so now I'll play you what we've got. So here we go. Let's have a little listen. Hang on. There we go. Here we go. Isn't that nice? So while the movie's not set in the 80s, but rather aesthetically it channels the 80s, I'm using a very 80s audio approach to the movie in films like Terminator, where this is some of the me messing around with various effects. Here's some more. Like Terminator, to signal the arrival of Terminator, or to signal malevolence, beautiful. And of course the idea is that they will grow to a crescendo in the latter part of the movie, where the AI is really causing havoc. So what do we think? Yeah, similar to a modem handshake fail. Yeah, very much so. So all of that, you see, by way of the second question in tonight's ride quiz, which way of the explaining quiz, which I'll just repeat for you. What is the soundtrack machine? I shouldn't really be using a CS80 or a Juno or an M1, shouldn't I? Or a Oberheim, but I chose the Oberheim. Okay, cool. So I will now give us back our music for this evening, and at the same time, multitasking as I go, give you question 3 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. In The Last Starfighter, 1984, what is the name of the alien race threatening the galaxy? That is hard. Is it the Kodan Armada? Is it the Xelon Empire, the Triac Syndicate, or the Beta Lords? What do you think? Which one of those sounds like the bad guys in The Last Starfighter? Okay, we're back to our normal playlist now. Thank you, Janet. You liked it. Did it work for you? Yeah. It's got to be mixed into the background sounds and all that. You'll just get a feeling. That's why it's so bassy, rather than anything overly distracting. Luke talking about how the Oberheim was used by Van Halen. Yeah. Amazing. A big up to everyone on X. Hello to everyone on YouTube. Lovely to see you if you're joining us from X, Facebook, Instagram. It's great. This is Way of the Exploding Show. It goes out every Sunday, 8 o'clock. We've got a slightly new setup here with the camera. I could use the SH101, couldn't I, actually? Could do that. Myth Burger. still in the questions. Good one. Oh, Frank Stay Lorraine. Hi, how you doing? Phase 2025. Hey, Phase 2025. If you're in Scotland, that is an event you really need to know about. It's a really cool esports and gaming event happening this September in Scotland. And me and Jackson are going on the 26th to the 28th of September. It's going to be absolutely superb. At the Murrayfield Stadium. Wow, I can't wait to be part of that. I mean, really, I'm supporting my son, who's going up there as an esports player to do an interview and chat to people, a Q&A with the audience, and talk about Fortnite and all that sort of stuff. But there's some fantastic creators, content creators, gamers, esports events, commentators. It's going to be really, really, really good. 26th to the 28th of September. If you want to know more, Phase 25, spelled PHASE 25.co.uk. Nice to see you in chat on Instagram. Brilliant. Okay, we've done question 3. Question number 4. Tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. Name the virtual reality amusement park attraction released by Sega in 1994. Does that sound like it's called Sega Visor? The Sega VR1, Virtual Drive, as in Mega Drive, or Mega Vision? See what they did there? Or did they? We don't know. Right. iQuell said the GIFs that I keep making from the movie need to be the Blu-ray or DVD's menus. That would be great, but I'm just like... Thanks, Buddy Cat, for the Kickstarter link to the ZX Spectrum Next issue 3. Wrong picture. Did I put the wrong picture up? Okay, question number 5 coming at you. Roger, what's our vector, Victor? Does that sound like a line from Top Gun, The Rescue, Firefox, or Airplane? I've got a chicken in the oven. Oh. I'm blooming starving. I went surfing at like 8:30, so I didn't really have breakfast. And I'm not asking you to still feel sorry for me. I'm just saying a fact. I never really ate anything all day. I did have a little snack. Went to Boardmasters, which was fun, and went on the bus. Basically, what I did was, I got on the bus to Boardmasters with all these young people, right? And I just couldn't stop calling it the Venga bus. And then I started singing the Venga bus. I was trying to make my wife and our friends laugh, right? But then I had a great idea, which was to get everyone going like that. So I did that, and all these people joined in, right? And then I edited it in Instagram, and I put the Venga Bus song on there, right? And then I got to the festival, and there's so many people at this massive festival on the cliffs overlooking Watergate Bay in Cornwall near Newquay, that mobile phones don't work, so I wasn't able to upload it. And then when I got back, I was running around like an idiot trying to get this show ready, because I got rid of the camera, the tripod wasn't there, the Stream Deck thing that means I can do these things, that wasn't there. So, I had loads to do, and I never ate, and so I put a chicken in, literally, I'm going to have to run out in a minute and just take it out the oven. And, yeah. So look out for the video, because it'll be funny. It'll be really funny. Okay, marvellous. Question 5. Have we done question 5? Yeah. Question number 6. Good luck. Right. In Airplane, 1980, which real-life ex-NBA player makes a cameo as Roger Murdoch? I'll just help you out here. Roger Murdoch is the co-pilot. Is it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Is it Wilt Chamberlain? Is it Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? Not easy at all. Surfboards UK Limited just joined. Did you hear me talking about Boardmasters? I've loved being down at Fistral Beach watching the Boardmasters Pro competition, the Pro Surfers. My God, they're good. Also had a great time watching the skate ramps that are in the Headland Hotel grounds overlooking North Fistral. And there was like 3 ramps with a gap between 2 of them, and they were jumping the gap. It was insane, absolutely blooming brilliant. So good to watch. Really, really enjoyed that. So Surfboards UK Limited on Instagram. Hopefully you've been down. It's been a really great event. I do love Boardmasters. Brings so many people into the town, though. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, question number 7 coming right up. Tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz. Who are Ron Mayle and Russell Mayle better known as? Toto, Soft Cell, Sparks, or Pet Shop Boys? Great questions this week, folks. Question 7. Question number 8 coming right up. In Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in 1989, name the actor who plays time travel guardian stroke mentor Rufus. Is that a source of knowledge who comes from time in the... is it a telephone box? I can't remember. Is that played by George Carlin, Christopher Lloyd, Lawrence Fishburne, or Sean Connery? What do they travel around in that movie? Bill and Ted's Time Machine. I can see it materialising. It's not a police box, is it? It's a phone box, yeah. It's a bit... I wonder if it was intentionally Doctor Who. Question number 8. Question number 9. In Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in 1991, the second movie, the sequel to Excellent Adventure, who plays the Grim Reaper? That's hard. That is a really hard question. Is the Grim Reaper played by Christopher Lloyd, William Sadler, Ian McKellen, or John Lithgow? Lithgow. Just going to pop over to the Instagram to make sure that my peeps are still there. Hi Joseph, good to see you. Tristan. Coopanut has just joined. RM Chiller 30. Russell, how you doing, Russell? Good to see you. Join into the quiz. We're going to scoot back in a minute as we go to the final question in tonight's quiz. Which 1980s arcade game? Little bit of a mistake here. We've actually done this before. We've done it quite recently, but that doesn't matter. My gift to you, all right, is that if you know this from a previous quiz, then you've got an advantage. And that means that, you should keep coming every week, because sometimes I put the same questions in. Okay, which 1980s arcade game ends with, congratulations, this story is happy end? And I double checked it by looking at the YouTube video for the end of this particular game, and it's absolutely bang on. Is that Gauntlet, Shinobi, Space Harrier, or Ghosts and Goblins? That went down the wrong way. So big shout out to those of you on YouTube tonight watching this live stream. That's Luke Davis, Rob H as well, Janet, Bruce, York, Television, Ren, Numpty, so many of you, too many to mention really, on the Twitch platform. Big shout out if you're joining from X, Facebook, and or Instagram, like Mythburger, PRD Smith, and Tristan Mutt. Excuse me, I for some reason misswallowed that T. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to bomb back in time, folks. And we're going to start with question number 1. And if you got it right, you need to write 1/1 in chat. If you got it wrong, you write 0/1. You get me? And so we can get a kind of race to the finish. So here we go. Sound off if you got this right. In Back to the Future Part 2, which brand of hoverboard does Marty steal? It is, of course, Mattel. We start with an easy one. Well done, though, if you got that right. As did. Sound it off. Ponder. Numpty Face, Skewy, Ren, Duncan, Tiny Devil Games. Hang on, my multi-stream's not working. Wow, there's so many of you in chat. iQuail, Bruce, Janet, Janet. Luke, got it too. So many 1 out of 1s. Was it a Barbie one? Says Bruce93. Rob as well on YouTube. Yep. So basically, most of you got 1 out of 1. Well done, team. Absolutely marvellous. Very, very good work. Right. Question number 2 gets harder now. Which 1980 synthesizer was named the soundtrack machine? It was actually the Yamaha CS80. I was amazed. I thought it would have been an Oberheim that was used in Blade Runner, but no. No, it was used in Chariots of Fire as well. Blade Runner, that sort of stuff. So there you go. If you got that right, give me a 2 out of 2. That's Ponder. Well done. Duncan. 1 so far for Quail. Ren gets 2-2. 1 for Middle-Aged Gamer Guy and Skewy. Tiny Devil, 2 out of 2. Awesome synth. Are you a fan? Yeah. So as you probably know, folks, I've owned most of the seminal synthesizers from the 80s. I say have owned. I stupidly sold them. But I've never owned a CS80. I'm more of a Roland, Dave Smith kind of guy. I love my profits, you know. Okay. Right, yeah, well done. Right, let's go. Question number 3. Let's go. Question number 3. Well done if you got that one right. In The Last Starfighter, 1984, what is the name of the alien race threatening the galaxy? The name of the alien race is Ko-Dan Armada. Great name. Ko-Dan Armada. And I know, look, I said it was going to be hard, but I've got to tell you something. You were doing really well tonight. So many of you have done well, but I can't acknowledge it during the quiz, obviously. I've noticed so many of you getting the right answers, like Duncan now with 3 out of 3, Bruce with 3 out of 3, Ponder as well, 2 for York Terror Vision, Numpty McNumpty Face, Skewy Cat, Ren, iQuail. Well done, well done, well done. Moving on quickly, because we've all got lives to go back to after this show. Name the virtual reality amusement park attraction released by Sega in 1994. It was, of course, the Sega VR 1. We'll go to question 5 and then we'll sound off his scores just because I'm aware of time. Roger, what's our vector, Victor? That was, of course, from Airplane. Has anyone seen Naked Gun? I've not seen it. I've not seen Naked Gun. We did preview it on this show. Of course we did. Like, we preview everything that's 80s or 90s in origin. And it's doing really, really well. From what I can tell, it's been doing very, very well in terms of its Metacritic score. I'm not bothered about Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm more interested in what the sort of people's vote part of Rotten Tomatoes. What's that called? Let's have a look. Let's actually see how it's going. Let's go for Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. And then we'll go for Naked Gun. I think it's doing really, really well. Yeah, 89%. 89%. Which is its tomato meter, and the popcorn-ometer, which I think is that the Peeps score, is 75%. It's doing really, really, really well. I mean, I'll be honest, I like the movies, and when I was a kid, I did find them funny, but I'm not a kid anymore, and so I don't have that same sense of humour. So I will watch it, but I won't go to the cinema and watch it. I don't know what you think. Say in chat. Question number 5. Let's just sound off quickly. In fact, I tell you what, put your scores in. I'm just going to get the chicken out of the oven. And then I'll be back in 30 seconds and I'll read your scores up to question 5. Okay. Right. 3 out of 5 for Luke. 2 out of 5 for Jake. Luke, what else we got? I am so far behind. I need to get my scores down. 5 out of 5 for Duncan. 4 for Puddy. 5 for Ponder. 4 for Bruce. Oh, no, that's 4 out of 4. 3 for Middle-Aged Gamer Guy. Ren gets 3. Tiny Devil Games, 5 out of 5. Well done, Ken. 5 out of 5 for Bruce. Yeah, well done. 4 for Quail. Yes, Naked Gun was non-stop laughs. Amazing snowman sequence. Sounds good, man. You're making me want to watch it. Off to see it on Tuesday, says Bruce. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Janet. 2 out of 5. Not bad. Right, 6. Here we go. Question number 6. In Airplane 1980, which real-life ex-NBA player makes a cameo as the pilot, second in command? It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, I didn't know that. Sometimes I put questions together that I didn't know until I put the question together. I didn't know. So, lots of you put it in there. I was like, how do they know this stuff? 5 out of 6 for Numpty McNumpty Face. 4 for Middle-aged Gamer Guy. 3 for York's Television. Duncan is on 6. Well done, Duncan. Pond. Lots of 6 out of 6s. Ken 2. Skew, you're doing well tonight, Ken. 4 for Ren. 5 for Skew. I didn't say that. 5 out of 5 for Quail. 6 for Bruce. 4 for Rob. Luke, also on YouTube, 3 out of 6. Let me just have a quick look on the old Instagrammables and see if anyone... Have you putting your... 2 out of 5 for Jeffrey. Well done, Jeffrey, so far. 4 out of 6 for Myth. There's a little bit of a delay, as always. 3 out of 5 for Myth. I already said that. 4 out of 6, yeah. Tristan gets 5 out of 5. Very, very, very good. There's always a bit of a delay there, which we understand. Right, 7 out of 7. Question number 7. Who are Ron Mail and Russell Mail? They are, of course, Sparks. Sparks, brilliant. I had a little bit of a mini deep dive, actually, when I came up with this question, because I thought, oh, Sparks. And I used to love them. I thought they were really interesting, but more of a sort of 70s, 80s crossover for me. We're not going to do scores. We're going to move on to question number 8. In Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, 1989, name the actor who plays the time travel guardian mentor, Rufus. It is, of course, George Carlin. George Carlin is the time traveler who arrives in the phone box and explains to them the concept of time travel. And then another call box arrives, and Bill and Ted 2.0 get out of it and start telling them how great it is. That's when you first... And we're going to go to question number 9 as well. In Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey 1991, the sequel to Excellent Adventure, who plays the Grim Reaper? Well, I do believe, and I'm pretty sure that you know this because so many of you said this, and I was in chat, I was looking at it when I was asking the question, thinking, these guys are amazing. That's you. William Sadler is the right answer. So let's see what you got out of 9 just before we go to the final reveal, and we see if we've got more than one 10 out of 10er. So out of 9, sound it off, ladies and gentlemen, if you can. Let's have a look into my magic window. Right, York Television, 6 out of 9. 7 for Middle-aged Gamer Guy. 8 for Numpty. 9 out of 9 for Ponder. Wow, 8 out of 9 for Skewy. Still in the game. Duncan gets 9 out of 9. Good God. Ren, 7. Very good. 8 for Iquel, also in the game, as indeed is Ken. Come on, Kenny boy. And Bruce, who was just so well, is 9 out of 9. He also plays a British gent in the end sequence. Luke gets 3 out of 9. And Rob gets 7. Janet on 4. I'm going to have a quick look. I think Ink's still going to be a little bit delayed, but we'll have a quick look. Are we there? We've got 3 out. We've got 7 out of 9 for Myth. We've got 3 out of 9 for Jeff. Well done, Jeffrey. And Tristan gets 7 out of 9. And so we go through to our final with the possibility that we're going to have a multi 10 out of 10 winning situation. And the question went like this. Which 1980s arcade game ends with, congratulations, this story is happy end? It is, of course, Ghosts and Goblins. That is the final answer. Ghosts and Goblins. Well, what can I say? It's been absolutely amazing today. You've done really, really well. I purposely upped the ante for the competition, thinking, being a clever dick, that we wouldn't get anywhere near 10 out of 10s. And we've got one of the most... prodigious results ever. We've got a 10 out of 10 from Duncan, a 10 out of 10 from Ponder, a 10 out of 10 from Bruce 93. Have I forgotten anyone? Let me know if I have. Duncan, Ponder, Bruce. Yeah, 3 winners. Absolutely incredible. Ken, what did you get in the end? 9 out of 9 for Skewy, Ken, and Numpty, absolutely superb. Numpty saying, and I would have gotten away with a 10 if it hadn't been for you meddling synths. Nice, I like that. I love that. Channeling Scooby-Doo. Well done, Janet, Luke. Well done to absolutely everyone. GG's in chat to our multiple 10 out of 10ers. It's been absolutely superb. Really enjoyed hanging out with you this week. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you like the new camera angle. It doesn't seem too bad. I can read chat, I can do it, and I can also edit without giving myself a neck ache with my super duper new keyboard. It's going to be great. I'll definitely be back next weekend, but in the meantime, remember, I'm going to be bringing the first ever public viewing of a small section, albeit low res and relatively simplistic at this stage, of the movie, to get some interesting customer feedback, some movie people feedback. I'll be answering questions, telling them all about the editing process, the producing process, the writing process, the production process, all that sort of stuff. And that's going to be at Timeless Gaming Festival, which we have the URL for. God, it only gave it me 20 minutes ago. Timeless. www.timelessgaming.co.uk. So look out this Tuesday for Alien Earth. I can't wait. I'm so super excited about that. Do check out Predator Killer of Killers. In the meantime, I reckon this month, if you want to, throw down for a Disney Plus subscription, it would be well worth it. There's some fantastic stuff happening on that channel. I've got nothing to do with them. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It just costs me money. All of that and more. And I'll finish this art piece and I'll show you the finished piece as well. And my new t-shirts, Endgame Energy, unrelated to any of this normal stuff. It's a Res Hex and Dad thing. I'll also show you that next week. All that and more. Have an amazing week, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much for being so awesome. See you next Sunday for more Way of the Exploding Show at 9 p.m. I should probably turn that question off. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye. Night, Jeffrey. Lovely to see you.